I've been thinking about 2026 lately, and not in new year, new goals, or new year, new me kind of a way, more like in a quiet moments when you're just sitting and you're alone with your thoughts. Because I know this year has been very tiring for a lot of us. Not in a dramatic way. We are just tired of the same things coming up again and again. The same patterns that we have, the same feelings that we are still carrying. The same hope that something major might change in our life in the next year. And I started thinking, what if the new year and resolutions that you give yourself for a new year is not about the year itself? What if the year is not the problem? What if it's not about becoming somebody new or about doing more things? What if it's about finally being honest with ourselves? I wanted to make this video not like to give you guys some advice or anything. It's just to talk about things that some of you might be still carrying from all of those new years and resolutions that you gave to yourself, and that you should actually stop doing this and you finally accept yourself for who you are and that you're finally honest with yourself. I think majority of us is still carrying the things that we don't even talk about anymore. Like we all have those old disappointments, situations that ended a long time ago, but inside us we are still carrying that situation. We all have that version of ourselves that we thought that by now, by all of that time that had passed and all of those new years, it would be gone by now. We just keep going with all of that things, of all of that carrying too much, because we have learned to do it like that. But sometimes I just keep wondering what would happen and how much easier the life would be if just one day we say, okay, that's enough. I don't want to take this with me anymore or into the new year. Like it just stops existing. So in a way, not this year, all of the past years have taught me that not everything in life needs closure. And not everything in life needs to make sense. Some things just need to be put down. Like you just have to say, okay, it doesn't make any sense. It didn't have a closure. It didn't end the way that you wanted it to end. But that's fine. We have to stop carrying things from ages ago. The things that like bothered us so much and maybe in some points actually drag us down from the things that we would like be so good at. If you are feeling stuck, please hear me on this. All of those mornings and all of those nights and all of those days and weeks and months that you felt so lazy of not starting the things that you wanted to start in that new year. In all of those moments when you had that adrenaline rush that you want to start something, and suddenly like you felt so lazy out of the blue. And I want to tell you that actually it's not you being lazy, it's actually you being tired. And some of us maybe even burned out. I have been talking about this for so long in my channel, like how people just want everything to happen in a day or in a year. We do not realize how difficult some things are in life. And we do not realize that our body is so unique and our body does not function if we are extremely exhausted and if we are extremely tired. And all of our nerves and everything in our system is telling us to slow down and just take it step by step. Nothing has to happen in a day. Nothing has to happen even in a year. It's okay to push yourself. It's okay to motivate yourself every day, but don't do it over the limits. And instead of asking yourself how can I push myself harder in 2026, in a new year? Why don't you ask yourself, what can I do that will actually help me? Maybe you need more rest. Maybe you need more space. Maybe you need more boundaries. Maybe you need less pressure, even from yourself. Sometimes, trust me, the most productive thing that you can do for yourself is stop being so hard to yourself. The one thing that I would definitely say that I have learned in this year is to always choose yourself first. And you might think I'm selfish. That's not true. So choosing yourself, actually, it's not the way that social media represent it. Like you walking away dramatically from the situation. It's not like being overconfident or making these big decisions in your life. Actually, choosing yourself is, and it should be daily. And it can be in a very quiet things that nobody will notice, but you felt it. I talked about this in my previous video where I said, like, you should not be always there for people. Like, you should not be always picking up the phone the second somebody texts you. I don't know why, but like, people are so ashamed these days to say no to somebody without explaining why did they say no. And all of those things that I just mentioned, it's actually choosing yourself. Like, and it's nothing big deal. Like, it's just being protective of yourself. And it can be very uncomfortable at first, and sometimes might even feel a bit lonely. But I think that's the healthiest thing you can ever do. And over time, it builds a very good quality, which is like trusting yourself. So in a way, you're building self-confidence and you're building a better relationship with yourself. Recently, I was watching the podcast of Leila Hormozi, and she had the very, very best line that I will never forget. She said, "We are all waiting to be ready for something, and you cannot be ready for anything the first time. You might be ready the next time, like the second time, but for the first time, you were never going to be ready." And it resonated with me so badly, because I have never been ready for anything in my life. Like, what is actually that thing that you get, like that feeling that you say, okay, I'm ready? You are never ready for anything. You might feel peaceful doing some things. You're not as like scared to do them or something like that. I wanted to talk to you about waiting for things. Like, you're always waiting to be ready for something. It's always a connection of something. We are waiting to feel ready. We are waiting to feel healed. We are waiting for the right moment to live our life differently. But life doesn't work like that. You don't just wake up one day and you feel more confident and more in peace and more ready and like all of those things. You will become that through small things and small changes that you apply every day. You are allowed to want things now. You're allowed to feel peace now. Even if the things aren't perfect and you are still building everything. Somehow I see so many people, especially today on social media, they're like making things bigger than they actually are. If your life feels heavy, you don't have to always fix it. Maybe sometimes you just need to simplify it. Less explaining, less overcommitting, and less emotional effort in the places that you don't get it in return. And maybe, just maybe, you need more peace, you need to be more present, and maybe you need more time with yourself. Because a calmer life that is not over like exaggerated and like all of the things like happening at once actually makes you feel like you can breathe and gives you more space to breathe. You know, like, if you can breathe, you can think clearly and you can start doing new things. Like, if people who have anxiety, they will understand what I'm saying, and people who have panic attacks. When you have this urge where you cannot breathe and you get like all of these feelings at the same time, the only thing that you want at that moment is just to start breathing again, because nothing else matters at that time. So what I'm saying here is, maybe you need to resolve the things that you are overcomplicating in your life and just simplify it, so you will have more room to breathe. So about 2026, instead of putting yourself high resolutions and you putting yourself these high goals that we all want to achieve in a year, why don't you first put on your list what I want to feel and how I want to feel in 2026? Like, for me, I want to feel calm, I want to feel present, I want to feel peace, I want to feel grounded, I want to feel more connected to myself, I want to feel more connected to God. And I think that should guide us through entire year, because if you can achieve all of these feelings that I just mentioned, for instance, I think you can achieve everything like else. Like, if you are confident and you are in peace with yourself and you believe in God, and all of those for me are foundation to build the entire house. If your feelings are in place and if you are in place, like mentally and emotionally, I don't think that there's anything that you cannot achieve. To conclude this video, 2026 will not make you perfect, and it will not be perfect, and it doesn't want you to be perfect. You do not have to rush, and you definitely do not have to have everything figured out. I think it just needs you to be a bit more honest with yourself, a little bit more gentle, to be a little bit more willing to let go of the things that do not fit anymore. So if you do this, I think this year would be different for you. And once again, thank you so much for watching. And if you feel that somebody might be benefiting from this video, please share it to them. And until the next time, salam.